Alright, so this video I want to talk about turn 2 command cards. Um, there's basically, turn 2 is maybe the most important turn in the game. I mean, of course turn 1 is, you have to make sure you don't get too aggressive, you have to make sure you're matching and being in the right spots on the primary for where you need to be so you can score turn 2. But turn 2 is when scoring starts. And so you need to find a command card that you want to play for turn 2. I would say there's two pretty popular turn 2 command cards for Vader. And then I have my own personal pick, and I'll talk about that a little bit. Maybe the most straightforward one, if what to talk about first, is new ways to motivate them. New ways to motivate them gets you that extra full movement action at the cost of a wound. This can be really good for being able to deploy very conservatively and safe turn 1, and then still get full value from, say, your dewbacks, your riots, maybe now operatives, some of those other units that need those extra range. New ways to motivate them takes a wound to get it. That's a big cost, so you better make sure you're getting full value out of it. And just because you played the card, and just because you have the face-up order, make sure you guys, do you need this? A dodge token or aim is probably almost never the same value as a wound on your dewback. So, new ways to motivate them was kind of all the rage a while ago, and I think it can be pretty good, especially into less prepared or less experienced opponents. New ways to motivate them, good for crushing, catching people off guard, and yeah, it's a fun card to play. Can't argue against that. A card I find myself playing turn 2 semi-regularly is Implacable. Getting my 3 speed 3 moves with burst of speed and my double force push. If I see that my opponent is gonna be aggressive enough, and if they're gonna be positioned on a central POI, the one I was thinking close the pocket just because it's my go-to. Close the pocket and bunker assault are two where almost every time you can get full value out of Implacable turn 2. Though actually, I save Implacable for bunker assault sometimes, but that's that specific thing where you save Implacable so that we can get to the opposite bunker after you take it. But again, not to say it's still worth playing on bunker, but I like Implacable turn 2. At this point you're full health, so taking that wound doesn't feel so bad. Sometimes, turn 4 comes around and you only have 2 wounds left, and so taking a wound feels like a death sentence. Sorry, my phone's light is on. I like Implacable a lot as turn 2, and it's the one I probably play 30 to 40% of the time in most tournaments. And I think it's good. It doesn't give you auto control like most Vader cards. New ways to motivate them, I should mention, kind of costs extra points to your list, because if you're playing this card, you probably are also paying for HQ uplinks, you're paying for Seize the Initiative, you're taking units that give coordinate or direct, which gets expensive and adds up. You have to think about the fact that it's not just the to get value out of new ways to motivate them, you have to usually invest for it. So, and have sometimes an extra 25, 30 points these days. So that's a lot. Now I'm going to say what I think is the best turn 2 card. Oh yeah, clickbait. I probably have to title this. I think Coordinated Fire is my favorite turn 2 card with Vader. And I'll break it down. Turn 2, so basically it generates a bunch of aims. And it's pretty nice. You can actually hand off aims to non-core units. The way I've had the most success with this is there's actually a lot of ways to get aims, and the best part is once you get one aim, now it passes off and now you're doubling it. So it's pretty easy to start getting 2 to 3 aims on your core units and other units, which is pretty huge. You can get an aim on Darth Vader pretty easily for if he charges in at the end of the turn. So I very often will have a combination of storms and snows, you know, ion snows and T21 storms, I'm often paying for targeting scopes because I know I play this card a lot. And then to start to generate aims, you can either take specialists. I've done that where I have 4 or 5 specialists. That way you already can take an aim, and then you still get to pass off the aim. So, you know, maybe only one squad has the specialist. Think about that. And then your other squads could theoretically have the mega squads. And now the specialist goes first, pops his aim, moves, aims, shoots, and then he passes aims to those super squads. Snow troopers are good because they can usually just aim and then move, shoot with steady to start your aim chain. Really, as long as you have a plan or some way to start the aim chain, coordinated fire, you're going to then be able to just keep, you know, with positioning and practice, you should be able to keep everything range 2. A thing range 2 for each. Of course, the traditional way is also Krennic. If you won't have an order on him, but you can probably try to pull him early enough that you can generate an aim or 2 that way. And then now I'm a huge fan of Agent. With your heavy blaster pistol, and if you have, sorry, I'll put Krennic back in. I usually take, on Krennic, I've been taking Trusted Agent. So that way, with Tip of the Spear, I can generate 3 aims as the very first act. Like, my very first turn, he'll have a face-up order, so he gets the 1 aim. Because, again, the pistol gives you target 1. So with the order, he gets 1 that he can aid off with Tip of the Spear to a nearby core. And then when he activates, he can both move, Relentless Shoot, and move back into safety, and generate another 2 aims. So you have 3 aims right off the bat at the start of that turn. Really what I'm saying is there's multiple ways to get your aims going to really create a huge wall of fire to soften everything up for Vader to now move in and win the rest of the game. Coordinated fire has been very helpful for me for taking out aqua walls. It's been very helpful for like softening up clone units. You know, those super squads or bad batch. I mean, usually don't get to shoot bad batch. Let's be honest. They're probably, if they're good, they're playing that safer. But coordinated fire is great for taking out those units that are going to be a pain in the butt if they live long enough. And so coordinated fire is going to help you generate enough crits, enough ion, enough impact to hopefully really soften up their front line. And I like to try to do my core shooting as early as possible. So say if turn 2, whatever they're moving up, or if they already were aggressive turn 1, just start softening things up, because if you can take off a couple units before Vader even gets there, well, now Vader's safe. Vader feels good. Now his force push is doubly effective because now there's less units to push away. Maybe with this command card, Coordinated Fire, you can soften up tanks. That now Vader doesn't have to worry about vehicles on a POI. That's huge for push players. And the one other thing I really want to... Oh, man, I had something good to say about this. Let me think for a minute. So the biggest thing is you want to face up on Vader, Commander Vader. And that's obviously a big problem. Usually, when we play Commander Vader, we always want to face up. So that's the one. There's no way currently in the game to get a order on Vader this turn. But what you can do, you pay for 1 copy of Improvised Orders. And so this does 3 face-ups. So 3 face-up core units. And then you're popping your Trusted Agent. So you also have face-up on your Tip. And he has Tip of the Spear. He also has Direct. So that means you have 4 face-ups on core, 1 face-up on operatives. That's 5 already. So, and the first commander token you pull is going to be for Krennic. So now you're at 6 that are safely for. And so if you have 1 copy of Improvised Orders, you can pretty reliably make it that Vader is probably your 8th or 9th at worst kind of scenario. Or technically could be worse, but likely he doesn't have to go before 8 or 9 to activation in turn 2. And if I pull him that early, one of the biggest mistakes you can make is just be aggressive anyway. Like, say, it's not a good time to go in with Vader, but it's coordinated fire, and there's like, the opponent has 4x left, and I have 3x left, and I pull now I have to activate Vader. Just probably try to keep him safe. It's not worth it. Do not go and run out forward just for a saber throw. 3 wounds on almost anything is not worth Vader being out in the open. So keep him safe. Maybe if you can move out, saber throw, and then go back behind cover, that's cool, but be very careful. That's like the downside of this card, obviously. Vader does not get to be the star turn 2, but very often, maybe I'm just lucky. But I've played this a lot. I've played it in multiple tournaments. Went 3-0 at both of my last tournaments doing this. I played this command card at least 4 or 5 games. But I really think it just allowed me that less pressure to dive with Vader turn 2, and really let me see where the board was, what the state of everything was going to be. So that way, if possible at the end of turn 2, if Vader gets to go last or second to last, now we can run in and start, like, we know what the game's going to be, so we know where Vader needs to be and what we want. But even then, if it's not till turn 3, maybe turn 3 now you're playing Implacable, and you don't go till the very end. So yeah, you've probably played for like an hour and a half and you haven't done anything with Vader. And I get that feels that feels like that'd be bad, right? But it's great, because now Vader has full knowledge. Vader hopefully still has full health, and now you are triple burst of speeding. You are, I mean, again, end of turn 2 is better, but if it's not till the end of turn 3, there's a lot of power in having a full health Vader. 8 health, pretty much nobody's going to be able to mess with you. Now you have your 2 back-to-back power cards of Vader's Might and Implacable. If your coordinated fire turn is successful, it just makes it that much easier to then go win the game with Commander Vader. It's my favorite card. I see there's a foil version of it. Looking forward to that. That would be sick. Again, it's not sexy. It sounds like it's basically been in the game a super long time. It didn't change much with this edition change. But it's a really good turn 2 play. And if you practice it and plan for it, I think it is... I'll say it. I think it's Commander Vader's best turn 2 card. Sometimes I get baited into playing something more aggressive, and if you know you can win the game, do that. It's fun. But I believe coordinated fire is the move. I think it is. I think it's not always, and especially maybe now opponents start to play safer even, that you don't get as much value turn 2. I don't really see how they would do that unless they're not truly moving to the POIs or they so much line of sight blocking, but it's good. It's been my card. It's been successful. I like it a lot. I think it's worth exploring, and that's what I gotta say. I love coordinated fire. If you've used coordinated fire, mention in the comments. I think it's the move. Anyway, I've said that a lot already. Sorry. But hope you're having as much fun with the game. Not going to go to any tournaments for a while because I just had a son. So I got a new baby. But so now I'm just sharing some of the things I've learned at tournaments this last year and a lot of the fun I've had. So have a great day, and thanks for watching.